Well, hello. Good evening. Hello, warning. Dropping a 50 before we've even started. What are you trying to do? Trying to kill me? Oh my goodness me. Thank you so much. You were late. I was on time. Was I late? Well, I'm sorry. You smashed that already? Just update my totals? There we go. Hello, Captain Mannerings. Hello, Pip242. Jamie Devlin. Grey Wolf. James B. Seriad. Mark Watson. Colonel. The Tattoo Zoologist. Hello. Elves video all done and in the box for release. No, not yet. We've had quite a busy couple of days. So today, what I figure we'll do is we'll have a little bit of a chat about. So on Friday, I'm going to play Warhammer 40k, but what we'll do is we'll do the Last Alliance recipe, Elves. We'll do that live, and then we're good to go and just start filming. There's 4 models I need to paint before I can do the Elves, but once they're done, 4 models and 4 bases on 4 different models. But then once that's all done, we are good to go, and the Elves video will be rapidly making its way to YouTube. 100 Marines for 2k points. Yes. Here is half of that list. Here is half of the list. So on this book, we have 10 Assault Terminators and 30 Tactical Marines. So there's 41 miniatures there. They were all based this week. So that was a challenge. So this is part of it, and then the other part of it is out in the shed. 100 members for 100 Marines. It's just, what are you doing? Is this going to be a record on how early you can make Josh cry? Is that what you're shooting for? Brother. Oh my goodness me. We're not even at 100 minutes in stream. If I am, should I just send $500 right now and do it? Don't stop. Let's do some streaming first. Let's hang out. If you've just got one of those gifted memberships from Warning, please do come and join us in the Discord. I goodness me. Hello, Rez. Shoo. Can we get pics of the army? I haven't taken a full picture of the army. I will put it out on Instagram. I might pop it up here on YouTube as well. I'll tell you what the list is. The list is really, really, really easy. That's very confusing. Sorry, just mind boggled for a second there. Anyway. Okay. You're not the boss of me. I'm funding my Warhipster MESBG tutorials. Okay. Just gonna go in here just for a moment. Just hang out. Just for a second. Just chill. Warning. Warning! Warning may contain emotionally volatile man. That's the disclaimer we need on this one. With the $500. You're not the boss of me. I'm funding my Warhipster MESBG tutorials. You are. Will saying mean things help? No, that'd probably just make me cry more. All the love, Josh. Seriously, wouldn't be doing any of this painting stuff if not for your content. Well, don't worry. We'll do some more elves today. For sure. Wait, I started the blue, basically. So I already know what we're doing for the blue on the Warriors of the Last Alliance. I already know what we're doing for the rest of it, to be fair, but this is what we shall work on together later on in the stream. Oh, just not quite in your painting stuff actually got me halfway done with my Marines and helped me enjoy it. Love seeing you get your dues. You ever think of pushing the contrast in some of these schemes? Nah. Let me just leave it like that now. My God. It doesn't help that what I've got is like inspiring folk in my ears. Listen. See what I mean? When I was looking at the reference and move for the Mirkwood Elves, do you think a 1-to-1 Wildwood of Basilicanum Grey mix instead of Black Legion would work alright? Oh, as in for the stripes and stuff? It could work, but I would suggest... Hang on, turn the music down. Black Templar might be better because it's going over the top of the brown anyway. So using a bit of Black Templar or just straight up some Basilicanum Grey over it would also work. You wouldn't need to do the mix because it's going over the brown already, so you'd be adding more brown. So either one would work. Surely some Enya. We could put on some Dido if we really want to get sad. Oh, the gloves and such weren't over the brown. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think because of the dry brush of the Karak stone, you might not necessarily need it. If you don't want to do the dry brush of Karak stone, then yeah, the Wildwood and Basilicanum Grey should work theoretically. Or you could just use Rattling Grime, maybe. One of the two. I was looking at this yesterday, and I was like, do you know what? I actually think, given that it's a terrible model, I think we did a reasonably good job on it. I was particularly pleased with how that cloak came out. Mini Painting Dad has been a member for 21 months. I started practicing to paint faces nicely this week. It's like I never held a brush in my hand, frustrated to hell and back, but never give up. Tips. The thing with painting faces I've always found is like less is more. You can spend a lot of time on faces. You can spend very little time on faces. If you do too much layering, what you end up with is somebody who looks like they're wearing makeup. So in that respect, what you end up in is a situation where you are, where you're layering up. You're having to glaze a lot. And it's such a small area that it's really fine, minute little glazes that you're having to do. So what I would recommend is take it in stages coming down from a bright color. So if you start with white or with Gracier or Wraithbone or whatever, but white, if you start with white as the base layer, take it very steadily, a layer at a time, bringing it down and placing shading in rather than layering it up, and you'll get a much more natural looking face and flesh. Is a way to kind of spend a lot more time on it. What I do is I throw Guilliman Fire Slayer or Dark Oath Flesh over the top of it, and then if I need to, or Reichland Flesh Shade to be fair, and then if I need to, I throw an additional shade over the top to get the tone I want. I'm pretty sure Bard are less crap models than the Armoured Mirkwood Elves. Terrible poses, but better quality. They are a better quality resin than the Mirkwood Elves, that's for sure. The Mirkwood Elves are just awful. Hello, Colonel. Whoa, Dido. That is a name that I have not heard of for a long time. My tea has gone cold, and I'm wondering why. I once thought about making a YouTube channel where I dramatically read lyrics, and I thought it would be really funny. And then I didn't do it. But you can do it, it's quite fun. My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why. I got out of bed at all. The morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see at all. And even if I could, it'd all be grey. But your picture on my wall, it reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad. See? Sight reading. What is the list for Tabletop Tactics on Friday then? Okay, yeah, I'll go through that now. Let's do that before we do any painting. So the list on Friday is, where are we? G-H-I, there it is. Okay. Get out of here, elves, just for a second. So there it is. In the Company of Blood. angels. So the list is 1 Captain in Terminator armor with Adept of the Codex, because we are running Gladius. We have a Lieutenant. 10 Assault Intercessor Squad. 10 Assault Intercessor Squad. Oh. An Intercessor Squad. An Intercessor Squad. An Intercessor Squad. A Tactical Squad. A Tactical Squad. A Tactical Squad. 10 Infernus Marines and 10 Terminator Assault Marines with Storm Shield and Thunderhammer. So that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 103, 104, 105 Space Marines. And it's very satisfying because, as you can see, we are exactly 2,000 points on the nose right there. So 2,000 points on the nose, looking absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. So that's the list. Now, could I have optimized it a little bit more? Yes. I absolutely could have done. Why is your phone in airplane mode? My phone is in airplane mode so that you don't do what I think you're going to do, Joe. So yeah, the alternate version of this is taking the assault squad, the Terminator assault squad out and the Terminator captain out, and putting in 6 aggressors, 3 eradicators, and a normal captain, as well as an ancient. That's another way of doing it. That puts in a little bit of extra gun. But basically, that's it. That's the 103 Space Marines in 2,000 points on the nose with 1 enhancement, which is utter bonkers. It's utterly bonkers, and you should not be able to do that. You just shouldn't. Like, that's incorrect. It shouldn't be a thing. It just shouldn't. You know? Vote for more Gravis armor. Unfortunately, you can't get 100 Gravis Marines in. But this is the list I'm taking. I'm going to turn off my phone. I'm going to turn off airplane mode now and see what it is you just sent. Oh, wow, Joe. Oh, wow. Farts. Very good. Very good. I like it. So that's the list. That's the list we're going. We're going Gladius. We're not even playing Blood Angels. No. No. Because that's why this edition is stupid. You can take 100 Space Marines and you don't have to play them as the colour that they're painted. You can play them as whatever version of Space Marines you damn well please. And, yeah, you can have a terrible time doing it. That's what we're doing. Now I can make him cry at random times during the week. You think my job doesn't already do that? 105 red ultramarines. Exactly. This is exactly what we've got. Yeah. It kind of like shows up the criticisms I have of the edition, basically. But I'm taking 100 Space Marines. They are painted red. They're going in Gladius, and that's the list. That's what we're taking. I have no idea how I'm going to play it. I don't even know how to play this edition. I don't know how to do it. What's it? Yeah, it's just, yeah. It's just a silly system. It's a very silly system. So yeah. What do you think of the list, guys? Tell me, how do I play with 100 Space Marines and not hate myself? But now I can do it. I'm not your job. I just add to your job by throwing money at you to buy more minis. I like how when I type something, you read it and lose your train of thought for a moment. Yeah, you're dicing with ADHD over here. Just charge forward, I reckon. I reckon you're right, Cameron. You hope your opponent didn't bring a dread. I've got thunder hammers, as useless as they are. Movement trays. Yeah, I don't have any of those, so it's going to be interesting. But yeah. We got some multi-melters as well. There's some multi-melters in there. Yeah, you can only bring 76 Gravis Marines. Yeah, see, that's the problem. That is a problem. I mean, you could take... how many's 10 heavy intercessors these days? 110, so 220 for 10. 220 times by 6. Yeah, so that's your 1,320. Yeah. You have over 100 Marines. That's not a company. No. A company includes 100 Space Marines plus extras. One of the normal lieutenants for the combi weapon LT to help buff your guys attacking a point. What does he do? Is that the Reaver Lieutenant? Because I was just going to stick both the lieutenants in the assault intercessor squads, basically, to give them an additional power fist and an additional body. The extras don't count for the extras. I didn't know that. Thanks. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah. So a Space Marine company consists of 6 battle line, 2 fire support, and 2 close support. That number's 100 Marines. The captain and the 2 lieutenants sit outside of that. Technically, they technically don't, but they do sit outside of that. There's a command staff. They don't have their own apothecaries. They don't have their own librarians. They don't have their own chaplains. They are attached from the apothecarian, the reclusiar, and the ecclesium, or the librarius. Sorry, so librarius, the reclusium, and the apothecarian. In addition, dreadnoughts are also not included in the title, and each company has its own dreadnoughts. Now, the Blood Angels' second or third company, I think it's the second company, has 3 dreadnoughts, or at least it used to, possibly has more now. Used to have 3 dreadnoughts. So the only thing missing from a full company strength here is the dreadnoughts. Now, where it gets complicated is sometimes the armory will supply vehicles that the members of the company will pilot themselves, or it will supply some tech marines who also are not part of the company's strength. So when you say a Space Marine chapter is 1,000 Space Marines, it's a little bit more. Which Blood Angel company is they mainly painted as? Second. Actually third, because they've got a majority of them have got a green teardrop. I think that's third. Oh, there's also a company champion. They do not sit inside the structure either. And as Seriad has mentioned there, an ancient too. So each company has a champion and an ancient. There is also a chapter champion that sits alongside all of them. And the Ultramarines are weird because it used to be that Cato Sicarius was also the chapter champion. He shouldn't have been, but he was. So he was the second captain and the chapter champion, which is a stupid thing to do for a number of reasons. In that you shouldn't have a senior officer also be the person who takes on honor duels, because you don't want the senior officer getting killed by accident or something. Do you know what I mean? It's a dumb thing to do, but there we go. It is I, Cato Sicarius. I've been struggling on for info in the current Primarchs age. Yeah, it's bizarre, right? Because I have 10 Infernus Marines, and I gave them blue helmets of fire support. And yet in the Codex it said they were close support, but they've all been painted as fire support by the Ultramarines. They've all got fire support logos on their shoulders. So they're neither or both. That logic, the 10th company is 100 squads of scouts. Ah, yeah, so this is where it gets stupid, right? The 10th company is the Initiates company, and it has no limit. It can be any size you want, which is where there are a lot more Space Marines now hanging about because of Phobos Marines and this, that, and the other. They sit as part of the 10th Company and can be seconded into other companies. Other companies who exist in the battle companies or the support companies can don Phobos armor for the role. You still advance through the armor marks and you still do all of that, but most of the Phobos Marines sit in the 10th Company, in the Scout Company, and they can be added in. So actually, these days it's very difficult to pin down what a Space Marine company is, because it gets even more difficult because Gilliman changed the codex. He said it was no longer 10 squads. You could now have up to 20 squads in a company by seconding things in, but also by splitting out the roles even further. So if you have, for example, back in the day, you would have 10 Devastator Marines in a Devastator squad, and that would be squad 5, 7, 8. That would be squad 9 or 7. I can't remember. Either one. You'd have 10 Devastator Marines. Now, instead of having one squad of Devastator Marines, that squad of Devastator Marines can be divided into 2 that become squads 11 and 12, and so on and so forth. So it can go up to 20. So yeah, there's tons and tons and tons of Space Marines, but this is, as I understand it, a tradish battle company. Have the Sylvaneth gotten their update for 4th edition? No, it hasn't. No, they haven't yet. They haven't yet. But they are going to be getting one, I'm assuming, because I don't know if you guys have been following along on Warhammer Community. Another bit of news that we can quickly talk about before we do a bit of painting. The Scourge of Gyron is underway, and there's a lot of stuff coming out for it. So prepare for the next General's Handbook with the Scourge of Gyron. Commanders, Warlords, Generals, take heed! A new season of war will soon be upon us, for in a few weeks' time the General's Handbook 2025 to 2026 will be unleashed in all its bountiful brilliance upon the mortal realms. Insert fanfare here. So Scourge of Gyron. Scourge of Gyron variant war scrolls provide you with a new way to play with selected units from each army. In the next GHB season, these units have separate points values and can be substituted for that unit's original war scroll. You can't use both the Scourge of Gyron variant and the original war scroll for a particular unit in the same army, so choose wisely. Basically, to celebrate the upcoming launch, the Warhammer Studio has unleashed the Scourge of Gyron. Every day in the run-up to the release will be featuring new rules and variant war scrolls, something for every matched play faction in the game, all completely free. So it's like Grotmas. Every faction is getting a PDF today. Right, so let me studio mode. Let's pull up. Okay, so this is what's going on. So there has been 2, I believe. 1 or 2? Yeah, Scourge of Gyron day 1. Bring on the Skaven Doom! So Skaven get a bunch of stuff. So this is an example of what's coming. So Scourge of Gyron, Skaven. There it is. So what the Skaven have gotten from Scourge of Gyron so far is 2 new battle formations. Envoys of the Deepen Nor. That's hard to say. And Gathering of the Clans. They've gotten 3 new heroic traits, and these are the variant war scrolls. So we have the Grey Seer on Screaming Bell and the Brood Terror. Now these are, like they said, is variant war scrolls. They are different to the one that is in the battle tome that you've already got, but you can run either this version or that version in the battle tome, and they have a different associated points cost between the two. Basically, and as you can see, some models have gotten a significant glow up. The Brood Terror, for example, this is a really cool ability. Lender Claw. Declare up to 4 other friendly non-scryer molder units wholly within 12 inches of this unit to be the targets. Subtract 1 from the attack's characteristics of this unit's loosely attached bladed limbs for the rest of the phase for each target picked. Add 1 to the hit rolls for the target's attacks for the rest of the phase. Which is cool. It makes them a little bit more of a buffing piece to have around your non-scryer molder units. Which is cool. It's just a nice thing. And then the Stormcast Eternals have had theirs today as well. They didn't get any battle formations, but what they did get was heroic traits. And they got Hour of Glory. This unit can be picked to use their finest hour ability, even if it has already used it this battle. In addition, when this unit is picked to use their finest hour ability, add 5 to its control score for the rest of the turn. Which is fabulous. It's +1 to wound all the time on something massive. Or something cool. It's just good. It's good. And the Stormcast only got one Scourge of Gyron War Scroll. They got Iridan the Witness. So this is a different version that makes him a little bit beefier in combat, I think. So the Axe of the Final Threshold here is crit mortals now, and 4 attacks, 3+3+, rend 2, damage 3. Ariax's Plunging Talons is 6 attacks, 4+2+, rend 2, damage 2, which is really cool. You can reroll resistance rolls for friendly Ruination Chamber units while they are wholly within 12 inches of this unit. And this Iridan's Guardian of the Final Threshold ability goes off on a 3+ over here, which is really nice. And then they have a new prayer, and there is also a new version of that ability. I think that's slightly different. So Sylvaneth should be getting an update in line with this, and then their battle tome will be on the way at some point in the future. One can hope, which is exciting. Which should be very exciting. Which should be very cool. I'm excited so far. The rules have been pretty cool. Yeah, I really like variant War Scrolls because it's not a what would you call it? It's not an FAQ. It's not a thingy. A balanced data slate or whatever, a battle scroll is what they call it, actually. The errata, thank you, yes, Martin Spoon, yeah. It's just a variant version of the War Scroll. So it's, if that one suits your army better, use that one. And some of them, I think, undoubtedly, there are going to be some PDFs that will come out which will just vastly improve some units that might be underperforming, in which case you'll probably want to use that. It does mean that there'll probably be a points cost associated with that. But I liked that they've also stated in the article there that you can't use both. So you can't, like, take, I don't know, Iridan version 1 and Iridan 2, and because they're two different War Scrolls. It's a unique hero, you can only use one. But similarly, you can only use one of the, you can only use either profile of the, of any units. So like the Brood Terror, you can only use either the Scourge of Gyron version or the Battletome version of Brood Terror. But either one works, basically, which is cool. It is cool. Any idea what the land around that city they conquered is? Oh, it was Anvilgard. That was what it used to be called, the Daughters of Cain. So, Anvilgard. The City of Scales, I believe. Yeah. So Anvilgard is where what it used to be called. It is in the realm of Akshi. So it's based on the coast. But because it's Akshian, it would be fiery. This, that, and the other. Because actually being the realm of fire. It is, of course, now Harkuren because it was annexed by Marathi during the Broken Realms series of books. But yeah, it's based in the Realm of Fire. Blood and Fire, that works for Daughters of Cain, I guess. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Let's do a little bit of work on these, shall we? We can keep talking about Age of Sigmar. You guys can teach me how to play 40k. What's the vibes? How do you... is it still stupid cards? Is that what we do? Back from your trip to Hanover. Awesome. Welcome back. Did you have a nice time? Their capital is in the realm of darkness. Well, I know Malarion's there, but Marathi and Malarion aren't exactly on speaking terms. Broken Realms detailed Marathi taking Anvilgard for herself so that she could attain risen godhood, which caused a problem with the bindings that hold Slaanesh. And that is how Dexessa and Sinessa escaped as part of that whole thing. So that was part of the price, and it really, really upset everybody else in Order because she took Anvilgard and made it Harkuren. Is Marathi on speaking terms with anyone anymore, or has she just kind of screwed all elves? Well, so basically what happens in the wake of Anvilgard, the annexation of Anvilgard, is a conclave of Order is called, where everyone other than her is invited, and, you know, the Daughters of Cain, because, you know, they've just done a bad thing. Basically, the Celestant Prime is there, and the Celestant Prime is like, yeah, we're gonna go and smash. You know, we're gonna go and annihilate them and take our city back because this is outrageous. And most people are in agreement with that. However, it's Grungni who appears at the council, the god himself. It's the first time he shows himself to everybody. He returns and says, "I don't think that's a good idea. I think we just have to let this go because it's better. This is what chaos wants," and it takes Grungni convincing the Celestant Prime that maybe battering her is not a good idea. So yeah, they're still not pleased, and so in the Allies matrix for Age of Sigmar, in third at least, all of the stuff basically became you cannot ally Stormcast Eternals with Daughters of Cain, which is cool. So this blue is Storm Fiend done twice. So it's the same recipe, or it will be the same recipe as what we have on our Nemesis Claw. And the next thing we're doing is we're applying some Retributor armor to all of the plate. Is it plate or is it scale? It's technically plate, I guess. So it's Storm Fiend twice. I'm debating putting the Tyran blue over the top of it. I might do that. I haven't decided yet. But this is Retributor armor. And we apply this over top of all of the... well, over the top of all the plate. Whoop. I was promised 100 plus red space marines. Daryl, it's happening. We're taking tactical marines, 30 tactical marines, 10 assault terminators, which you'll know all about. We're also taking 30 intercessors, 20 assault intercessors, and we're also taking 10 Infernus marines, and we're taking a Terminator captain and 2 Primarchs lieutenants. And that is our 100. 100 of the finest space marines. All. Well, it's 103. 103 space marines in one single solitary list. One thing I'm not sure on is the... I'm surprised we've not seen Malekith return. No, it's on the way. Will the video have tutorials for each of the 3 base warriors? What do you mean? And no other units, just all marines? I love it. I'm a vehicle denier. That's me. Make sure you take loads of pictures to share with the team. Oh yeah, no, there'll be pictures. Will the video have tutorials for each of the 3 base? Yeah, no, it will. So the video is going to have I'm going to film all of these. So it'll have basically what it'll be done in 3 parts, which will then be broken down into the constituent parts, right? So it'll go Galadrim Warriors, then Haldir and the Banner. Then it will go Mirkwood Warriors, then Legolas, and then it will go Warriors of the Last Alliance, Glorfindel and Elrond, and it'll do all of it. So there will be a record of all the stuff. Okay, yes, so I was right. It's not all gold. It is, in fact, there is a demarcation right there, like that. So they do have a leather bracer. I will, of course, let you all know exactly how it goes as well when I play. I don't anticipate it going very well. I said that last time, though, and I took Custodes, and I had a pretty good time. I didn't realise at the time, of course, that Custodes were doing quite well. And I thought about doing that same thing again, but then I thought, nah. Take the silly list, Josh. You know you want to. Take 100 Space Marines. Have fun with it, you know. Try and inject a little bit of fun into 40k. It's out there to be found. Right, I think that's correct. Yeah, we got it. Now, the interesting thing about the Warriors of the Last Alliance is that the gold is not a bright, shiny, warm gold. It kind of is, but what it has is it has a little bit more of a kind of dirty feel to it, which is going to be interesting. I already know how we're going to achieve it, because it's going to have a little bit more of a it'll have a bit more of a kind of ancient feel to it. But I'll show you how we're going to achieve that in a moment, once I've got all the gold on here. Notice that you use 2 chapter markers for colour changes, or that you sometimes do what determines when you do/don't behind the scenes secrets of the stir hip. So the reason, so there is supposed to be an automatic system that YouTube does, where it applies the chapter markers for you, and I always tell it to do it, and it very rarely fully does it. Now, one of the things that I want to do eventually, as part of this kind of expansion of the channel, as and whenever that may happen, is somebody who can go through and just you know, do the admin work, like creating timestamps, because it's a lot of extra work to do for me on top, especially when I'm really busy and I just always forget to do it. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's on the list of tasks, but at the same time it's like, I often don't have enough time to breathe, let alone go through and just kind of list it all out. So it's something that I need to sort out, and someone is going to have to go back through and do on about 1,000 videos, which is not me requesting somebody in the chat go and do it for free. Do not do that, because that is a mountain of work to do, and you should be paid for that job. I just can't pay you right now for that. When the Knights come out, could you do House Terran? I was thinking of doing, if Games Workshop does send me one of the Knights, I was thinking of actually doing House Hawkshroud, because that's the bright yellow one, and I think that would be a really interesting challenge. What's Terran? Is that the box art? Is that the blue one? Does YouTube have a means to upload en masse for the chapters? Yeah, it sort of. How would you paint the same elves with the bows? Oh, so I'm going to do that exact thing now, Joe. I'm doing it off camera, you see, because I'm a menace. And I've got Retributor armor thinned down, so I might as well do it whilst I've still got it wet. Wee. The box art blue one. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I really wanted to do House Hawkshroud. I just think, you know, a bright yellow. Because I think Duncan did a really good House Terran video, didn't he? A long time ago on Warhammer TV. When you're painting Hammer as a Sigmar blue, do you think the Ultramarines blue before applying it over Talisar? Currently using it for my custard. Do I... What? Do I think? Or do I thin? Is Glorfy Boy... Glorfy Boy is going to have a little bit more effort put into him, but not too much more effort, because it keeps it all fairly consistent. Basically what is going to happen here for the Last Alliance boys is they're going to get shaded with a roughly 2 or 3 parts Lamia Medium, I haven't decided yet, 2 or 3 parts Lamia Medium to 1 part Black Templar mix, and that's going over the top of the gold. And then it's going to be relayered with Retributor armor. What Glorfindel will get is that treatment, but also the highlight, which will be the same as what we do in our Hammers of Sigmar, which is a roughly 2 parts Stormhost Silver to 1 part Retributor armor mix. Basically. That's my plan. So he will be shinier by virtue of his highlight being applied. Whereas these guys I don't think need the highlight, they'll just need the relayer. Do you think you're... not typically. Usually it's the... Usually I apply the Ultramarines blue, and then if I need to, I clear it up with the Cantor blue glaze later on in the videos. Speaking of Warhammer TV, does anyone know if they removed some of the old videos? Can't seem to find certain older vids. I mean, it's entirely possible that they did, yeah. I wouldn't know for sure. Which video are you looking for? Can we see what you're painting? Yes, you can in just a moment. Cool. Right, gold is all on. Oh wow, that's blown out. There you go. They've only been unlisted, so not fully removed. Oh yeah, yeah. So the way to find unlisted videos is to look in playlists. If you look in playlists on Games Workshop, you'll find them if they're in a playlist. So now I need to check the. So what do they do for? Is it all the same brown? Yeah, they do all the same brown. Interesting. So what they do is they use. Well, they don't use this, but what we're going to do is we're going to do what they've done, which is all the same brown. It's going to be Sigmar brown. For all the brown parts. And we're going to use 1, 2, and then we'll go for... One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's 2-to-1 of Lamia medium and Sigmar brown. Oh god, monitor's about to turn off. Don't want that to happen. There we go. Okay. So they either use this across boots, gloves, and the wood. That's a little bit light. I don't think I've put enough Sigmar brown in there. Hang on. Let's try that. Yeah, it's a little bit better. So this is going to include the braces and gloves as well. I think I've missed the end of this one's bracer with the gold, so we'll have to go back in and just apply some of that in just a minute. There we go. Nearly there. Got a bit of brown on the helmet there, so we just wash the brush. Polish it off. There we go. Would you advise contrast or Lamia medium to make a lighter variation of Ironjaw's yellow? If you just want a lighter shade, use contrast medium. If you want it easier to apply, use Lamia medium. But yeah, just go take it one by one. So one brush load of what's it? Ironjaw's yellow, and then one of contrast medium. That will make it a little bit lighter. Do two of contrast medium. It'll make it half as light. It'll make it twice as light, and so on and so forth. So on and so forth. My box of Marines just arrived and I'm converting them to Deathwatch, and I'm using your colour scheme because it's beautiful. My question is, what greens would you use for Dark Angel's shoulder pad and Salamander's shoulder pad to stand apart? Well, Salamander's shoulder pads are black with a green rim. So for the green rim, use something like Warp Lightning or something like that. And then for the field of a Dark Angel's, use Dark Angel's green. Batch painting 50 Tomb King shields and losing the will to live. Well, I definitely appreciate that. These models always remind me of getting to hobby at age 11 and being taught by my cousin to dry brush on arrow feathers to make them look nice. Yeah. These aren't these ones, but these were my first, like, this is where I was properly into Warhammer when the Lord of the Rings stuff started coming out. This is what did it. I just adore it. I love it. No, I don't think I did miss it, actually. think I done good. So here's the question. They're little cummerbunds. They've done them really dark. They almost look silver, which obviously we're not going to do because that would be silly. I think my instinct is to go with Nuln Oil over the top of them to keep them white, but we could go grayer and go for some Basilicanum grey maybe. Might be the vibe. But I think the thing to do is if we're gonna use Nuln Oil is to actually get the silver on first. Is usually how we roll. So we take a bit of Iron Warriors because that's the best silver to use. Because it's the darkest, so highlights look better. So a bit of Iron Warriors. Slap it on the sword. And on the chainmail. Bit of Iron Warriors. Oh, yeah, missed an armpit. Because of course we did. Do you play Kill Team? If so, what's your favorite team? I haven't played Kill Team for a very, very long time. The last time I played Kill Team was in 7th edition. When actually that's not strictly true. I did play a game called Shadow War Armageddon, which was also, 7th edition, but it was on that kind of cusp of heading into 7th edition. So I wouldn't be able to tell you a favourite faction to play. Tell you what my favourite one to paint was, though. It was the Vespid. Really enjoyed painting the Vespid. They came out really well for something that was so simple. I was really, really chuffed with those. Cool, that's all the silver. So then I wonder what is the colour of the fletching? Is it white? Yeah. Yeah, it's white. Okay, well that actually just makes things a lot more simpler then. So we're going to use a little bit of Fire Slayer or Guilliman? No, let's use Guilliman. Let's just use Guilliman flesh. Keep the paints list down for the video. Guilliman flesh. So a little bit of Guilliman flesh for the face. Like that. There's not very much detail here. Unfortunately, our poor Warriors of the Last Alliance look a little bit melted in the face. But there you go. What can you do? How many layers of grey seer do you apply? 1 from a primer can. What would be your picks if you were to play Murder, Marry, Bang with the Primarchs? Well, I'd marry Sanguinius. I'd bang Horus. And I would murder... I'd murder quite a lot of them, to be fair. I'd probably murder Mortarion, just because, you know, he needs to get his act together for most of the heresy. He's just in a bad mood the entire time. It's like, Morty, just you know, just get over it. What would you guys do, out of interest? So, what we then do is we take some null oil and we apply this over top of the white, the blue, and the silver. So that'll be a slight change to the blue from the Night Lord's kill team. Models of the year, don't you know? But this will just make them a little bit darker, a little bit moodier, which is kind of what we want. did the inside. We did that bit. Nope, it went out of zone. It went out of focus. Sorry. The only murder choice is Lorgar. Lorgar is a good candidate for murdering. You know, as you're saying in the chat there, it kills the whole thing. Stops the whole thing dead in its tracks before it ever gets off the ground. Though, is it Lorgar or is it more Erebus? Surely it's more like, you know, of the Primarchs, which one would you murder? Erebus. He's not a Primarch, just still. The thing I dislike about Erebus as a character is everything. But on a more serious note, I dislike how in the first 3 books, every time he features, I believe it's 2 of the books of the first 3, he has a post-credit scene where he basically twirls his mustache in a basement. And I hate that as a plot. There's a plot device. Just in case you didn't know, evil things are afoot. Soon my revenge will be complete. Which, you know, is just not a way to communicate that bad things are happening. And then, don't get me started on Horus's actual fall. It annoys me, the way it's written. I think if Games Workshop is so fascinated by doing a bunch of reboots of its models, they need to go back and rewrite Galaxy in Flames. Or Horus Rising, whatever it is. Whatever the third one is. Or the second one. Wherever it is he gets his... he picks up his Athame stabbing. And then goes on a spirit journey. With someone he knows is not the person that he thinks it is. And it actively says, hey, wait, you're not Sejanus. He's like, no, I'm Erebus and I'm trying to trick you. Cool. Well, trick ahead. Do you know what I mean? You're trying to trick me. No, I'm not. I figured out you're trying to trick me. Yeah, you got me. Still want to be tricked? Yeah, go on then. Right. The final shade here is to take a roughly 3 parts Lamian medium to 1 part Black Templar, and we apply this over the top of the gold. Come on, focus camera. The blur is real. Is it all good now? It looks like it's holding focus this time. There you go. That's before you corrected it, oh. We'll do one. We'll make up for it. You really don't need, if you're following along, you really don't need a lot of Black Templar on your brush to do this. If you have too much, you will annihilate that gold. If you just have a small amount on the tip of your brush, like I'm doing. It should do the trick nicely. Like that. And that, my friends, is 2 Warriors of the Last Alliance at battle ready standard. What do you think of that? Isn't the sash supposed to be black? I can't tell from the pictures. The pictures look silver to my eyes. Is it meant to be black? I can ask my phone. Hey phone. What do you reckon? Products. Learn. Paint. By model. Oh, they don't have Middle Earth. Oh, no, they do. Oh, they've gone for drab green, actually. Hmm. Okay. That changes things slightly. So we've done null all over them already. I think that's fine. I think what we can do is we can put some Creed camo over it. To make it a drab green. That looks a bit bad, doesn't it? That is not clear from the pictures. But that would make sense. In fact, it would make a lot of sense given as that Elrond and Glorfindel have quite prominent greens on them. There we go. Bit of Creed camo sorts everything out. It does make them feel a little less shocking, I guess, with that white. Hello, Simeon. Nicely done, good sir. Still in meetings. Oh no, not meetings. Do you by chance play much tabletop? Yeah, I'm playing a lot over the next couple of months. Is the Gondor video going to include Fallen Isildur and Elendil from the Sauron box and Warriors of Numenor? Not for now. It possibly can do in the future. The Minas Tirith video that I've got planned is Gandalf the White, Peregrine Took, Hurin the Tall, Ingold of the Ramus Ekor, and Hurin on horse. Shadowfax as well. Warriors of Minas Tirith, Citadel Guard, Knights of Minas Tirith, and Guards of the Fountain Court. So it's 10 different things, all in one video. No Denethor. No, not for now. I don't want him in my army. Oh, actually, it will also include, should they turn up at some point in the future, Knights of Dol Amroth. What's the other cool ones going into the Fellowship video? Well, so what we could do for the Fellowship video is the Fellowship of the Ring, but also the Ambush at Amon Hen. Because I have those old metal miniatures. Could try and do both of them side by side. Which would include some Uruk-hai. We do already have Uruk-hai tutorial. But we'll have to see. We could try and do a cave troll and some Moria goblins. To basically just do the Fellowship of the Ring, the film, as it were. How about some Knights of the Fallen Empire? What's that? From Star Wars: The Old Republic? Oh, guys, I didn't show yet. You might have seen on Instagram. I've just noticed it because it's one stuck there. Then add the Balrog. Yeah, okay, so Balrog, Cave Troll. Yeah, so cool new stickers. What do you think of that? It's not going to be on the background of the videos because I feel like that's way too. I feel like that's way too busy and difficult to color balance. However, I've got some samples here, so I think they look pretty cool. I'm really pleased with them. I think they look excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up. I'm going to try and get like 50 or 60 of them made. And then I will put a pre-order out for anybody who wants to like buy a packet of 3 or something. How do we get them? Can I be a hipster and request the old ones? Yes. If that's what you want to do. To prove that they work, if I twist my camera a little bit, you should be able to see one. Hey, there it is. There we go. So yeah, I've got some new tickets. There's a very cool sticker. How do we get them? I'm gonna try and, like I said, I'm gonna try and get a bunch of them made up, and then we will figure out a way to get them to you guys. I'm not quite sure how to do that yet. But yeah. If you bump into me at UK Games Expo, I will have some on me. I'll have a couple on me. I should probably get some more ordered up for that, really. Put these on dice. We could try. We'll have to see. How do we win them from you in person? Trial by combat. Yeah, if you like, or you could ask nicely. I don't really want to fight you guys because I will lose. My body is round. My little leg's not made for distance. So I don't really want to get mugged for a sticker. Literally just put them on their face when they bump into you as a personal space reaction. Reaction, once per game. Warhipster puts a sticker on your face. There you go. It won't stay. I didn't take the backing off. This one I'll keep, because it's been on my face. Alright, 20 questions. Who am I? Am I a skull? Do I have a beard? Am I Warhipster? Let you buy it. It's gone. I would totally buy Warhipster dice. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out a way of like doing like limited merch drops in such a way where, if I can get like 50, let's say I get 60 of these made, put them up as a pre-order, then I can dispatch them all on one day, and then do a second run if there's more people who want it. It's probably a way to do that in Shopify or something like that. I will figure it out. But if you like it, a very off topic, I've just started a new army and I'm already feeling a little apprehensive. Does anyone have any advice for trying to buy a GSC list? I hear they are terrible value. They're not great. However, you can do pretty good work if you... Because the problem is... the problem with them is that if you want the Acolyte hybrids, they come in a box of 5, but they are also in units of 20 or 30 or something. You get a lot of them in a single unit, basically. The Combat Patrol itself has 10. So that is an... Oh, they have hybrid metamorphs, which can alternatively be built as Acolyte hybrids. Right, okay. So 3 Combat Patrols of Genestealer Cults is not actually a terrible way to do it. Because you get your 3 Ridge Runners, you get 15 Jackals, and you get... a jackal, 3 Jackal Alphas to accompany your Atlan Jackals, but you do get 30 Acolyte hybrids or metamorphs depending on how you do it. That is a reasonable way of doing it, but they're not the best. They're not the best economically. It's like them and AdMech. They're terrible economically. Because all the AdMech models are just ridiculously expensive. I would totally buy Warhipster dice. I would too. I should get some made. Problem is I don't know how well that logo will etch onto a dice. We can always find out, I suppose. As Joe says, 3 Combat Patrols, 30 Genestealers, 30 Aberrants, Brood Coven. That is, yeah, I mean, that is probably what I would do. I did do a Genestealer Cults commission a long time ago. Right, actually, the very first video we ever uploaded, I think, was how to paint Neophyte hybrids. But that one was... it was 45 Acolyte hybrids. And... getting 9 boxes of 5 was quite the shock. Let me tell you. But yeah, that was quite a day. Ooh, what a day. The Jackals are good, though. You do want Jackals, is my understanding. Your videos make me envy not being a contrast connoisseur. Well, that's a very kind thing to say. Others would call it a contrast obsessive. I had an argument yesterday about how I should abandon contrast paints and paint things like a normal person. And I was like, oh. Why? Right. So the main thing to bear in mind about this scheme is there is going to be highlights in it, but we are going to be mostly just the thing for the armor. What we're going to do is, rather than highlight it, is we're going to relayer it with Retributor armor. So we're just going to, across the flats, just leaving all of that lovely shading. Like that. So it returns some of the shine. But it keeps some very definitive panels. Like that. Whereas for the heroes, we will highlight it, but we won't do it on the troops. Like that. There you go. Now I think actually the blue doesn't really need any highlighting, and neither does the green. So realistically, the only thing that's left to do on those is to pick out some eyes and highlight the silver. And I think that will make them look cool, personally. Because if we compare them, they'll be slightly different to the Galadrim. I think the blue might look stained. I think it looks okay. See, now I can't tell. There's our Galadrim. Hang on. Let's do all three together. Then we'll be able to tell. Oh my god. Hang on. It's 3 different elf schemes. Like this one's silver needs highlighting across the blade. That will really help it. Maybe I don't think it does need the blue highlight. I think that'll make it too bright. I'm not sure. But that's our Galadrim for the super bright. We have the desaturated Hobbit over here, and then we have the ancient Rivendell elves there. Got that one as well. Always go brighter unless it's pure white. What would we highlight that with? Maybe like a Latok blue. Let me just check it. Let's see what a Laytok Blue does to it. Come to me. Blue horror, just the tip. I don't know. I think that might be too brighter. Too bright a highlight for what I want to do with it. Okay. So the one, this one has had some Laytok Blue, and this one has not. What do you think? We'll play with it. It's like, so I finally did a video that has been in progress for about 2 years. I finally finished it. And I was umming and ahhing about this for ages, and I'll be interested to see what you guys think. So, for all of you Thousand Suns fans who've been feeling left out because we did the World Eaters and we did the Death Guard, we did the character. I've been meaning to get this video done for a while, which is some Scarab Occult Terminators. So for all you Space Marine 2 fans, also important for you guys. So we've done this, and I ummed and ahed for ages about this cape, and I actually haven't highlighted that. That is Sigmar Burgundy with Carroburg Crimson over the top. So I was like, I don't think it needs anything. So I just decided not to. I thought I'd restrain myself. I thought I'd restrain myself. And there you go. So we've done the Scarab Occult Terminators now. For you Death Guard fans who've been feeling left out. But yeah, so I was like, I actually just quite like the way that's come out. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to do the blue on these guys, the elves. I actually have got a tiny little bit of okay, fixed it. So yeah. I'm now waiting for some Modern Earth to arrive so I can actually finish the bases. But we have done 5 of the finest of Scarab Occult Terminators. There you go. Again, for all my Thousand Suns homies out there who've been feeling left out. So I got them all done. So do let me know what you think. Will Modern Earth work with a metallic paint under it? Yeah, you'll have a metallic finish in the cracks. This is part of the Arcane Wasteland. It's Modern Earth technical paint. Yeah, it is. It's a crackle paint, but it's a black crackle paint. So a black crackle paint that will crackle up, and it will reveal this Croxagore scales underneath to give it a kind of arcane feel. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, we have got to 25 to 11, so that is time to finish. Hello, Mr. Quatkin. You come just at the wrong time. It's now 25 to 11. What vids are coming up? So tomorrow is Contrast Plus. How I painted. I'll show him. Malekith, the Black Blade. Yes. Here he is. So it's an Elden Ring boss for Dark Souls models. He asked me to paint this up for a big project that he's running, so there is a video coming for how to paint this guy, or rather how I painted it. So they might find some techniques that are useful in this. And then on Thursday, on Saturday, there is a pile of videos coming, which I can't tell you about. There's a lot of videos coming next week that I can't tell you about. You'll find out. Exactly what those are. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you had fun tonight hanging out. A massive thank you once again goes out to Warning. This is the name. End Warning. For 100 gifted memberships and a $500 super chat, which is just insane and an incredible amount of support, and I really, really, really appreciate it. It's very, very kind of you, and it makes me very emotional thinking about it again. So thank you very much. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow for a video, and I will see you on Saturday for a video, and I will see you also on Sunday, I'm sure, for Tale of Many Warhipsters. I believe Mr. James Mathias is going to join us as a guest, which is very exciting. So yeah, don't miss it. We'll be live on Sunday. So yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. You are the best chat in the universe, and yeah, I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Bye for now. Love you, chat. Bye. Bye.